After BlizzCon 2020 was cancelled because God decided to start playing Plague Inc., this year BlizzCon is moving to an online exclusive event, BlizzConline, as they're calling it. So pull up a chair by the heart. Let me get you up to date on Blizzard games and what to expect for this year's BlizzCon. From Overwatch 2 to Diablo 4, this year is gonna be great. Overwatch 2 was announced at BlizzCon 2019. Now, don't let that number fool you. From what we've seen so far, Overwatch 2 is less of a sequel and more like a huge expansion for Overwatch. A good point of comparison will be something like Dota 2 Reborn, which completely overhauled the game and transitioned to the Source 2 engine, but the core game is still the same. So, what's new? Graphical improvements across the board, including redesigns for existing heroes and new heroes, new maps, a new PvP mode called Push, which is basically like Payload, but instead of one team pushing and the other team defending, both teams are pushing at the same time. And there is a special focus on the PvE side of the game. The PvE will consist of both story and hero missions. The story missions are part of the main campaign, while the hero missions are highly replayable, meant for players to grind them out a little more and level up characters and unlock cool stuff. There is quite a bit of PvE gameplay out there. We got to see some interesting new mechanics like hero talents that enhance the hero's abilities, or usable items like a corrosive grenade or a deployable shield. There is a clear focus in pushing that co-op gameplay, getting players to use abilities and items in a synergetic way to get through the challenges as difficulty rises. PvE looks like a lot of fun and definitely looking forward to hear more about that. Despite Overwatch 2 being a separate game, the PvP portion of the game will be fully compatible with the first game. So Overwatch players can play with Overwatch 2 players, although we don't know exactly 100% how this will work, but that's the basic idea. But hey, your sweet cosmetics are gonna carry over, so who cares about the rest? We got no release date last BlizzCon, so maybe we'll hear more about that, maybe a public beta coming soon, we have to see. World of Warcraft. Full disclosure, I don't play WoW, so not my area of expertise. With that out of the way, Shadowlands was released 2 months ago. The expansion was widely well received, at least when it comes to numbers. Let me put it this way, Shadowlands broke the record for the biggest PC launch with 3.7 million copies sold on the first day. That's a dead game for ya. As usual, WoW players can expect news on upcoming patches. From what I could gather, that will be patch 9.1. See, I know a lot about this stuff. On the WoW Classic front, the Burning Crusade is due next, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested. And that's all I dare to say about WoW, so let's jump into one of the games I'm really looking forward to know more about. Oh, Diablo 4. Will it blow up? Yes it will. Will it make Blizzard a lot of money? Yes it will. Will it suck? Well, we'll have to find that out. Okay, jokes aside, since the game announcement in 2019, we've been getting quarterly development updates. They cover many aspects of the game, from core design decisions to small details to UI design and so on. By the way, props to them for doing this, they are awesome, well written, super insightful, just really great. Now, ARPG gamers out there are worried. Diablo 3 had a very rough start and slowly recovered and turned into a pretty good game. But the landscape is different now. The main competitor, ARPG, Path of Exile, is firing on all cylinders. A huge expansion just came out and we know Path of Exile 2 is on the horizon. So let's just say that the bar is pretty high for Blizzard right now. Graphically, and according to people that got to play the game, gameplay wise, the game looks amazing. Basically what you will expect from a new Diablo installment. They clearly went more in the Diablo 2 direction artistically speaking, which was very well received. But the community worries lie on the nitty-gritty side. Diablo 4 could be the best looking game in the world, but at the end of the day, this is an ARPG. If they don't get the build customization right, if they don't get the itemization right, if they don't get the endgame systems right, then I'm sorry, but isn't enough. I plan to cover the game in the following year, so let's leave the details for another video. I truly want this game to be good. I want them to blow our minds with Diablo 4. So if no release date is announced, if there are no news on a beta, I'm fine with it. Like, please just take your time. But can we get another cinematic, please? I freaking love them. I guess we're getting a release date for that. Next. Vicarious Visions is dead. F in the chat. Vicarious Vision was an Activision subsidiary studio that worked on some cool Destiny 2 content and more recently on the Crash Bandicoot and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remakes, both of them critically acclaimed. So yeah, it's sad to see them go, but it's not all bad news. They have merged with Blizzard and are now working on a Diablo 2 remake. We have no idea how advanced this project is, so we may not even hear about it. Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm. I have literally no idea what the hell is going on with these games, so let me just take a guess. A new Hearthstone expansion and a new hero for Heroes of the Storm? Place your bets. And that's all I have to say. Hopefully we also get a few cool surprises to spice things up. New IP maybe? Yeah, right. Before you go, I invite you to check out my other videos. Jeff really seems to like them. Peace! My girlfriend left me because I spent 90 bucks on this game instead of taking her to a fine dining at McDonald's. This is already good. But it doesn't matter. Women are temporary, but doom is eternal.